Going to culinary school is something I've always wanted to do. This has been a dream for maybe a decade or more, and then I went to medical school, another big passion of mine, and said, I really need to do both. In the first couple years of medical school, you're sitting in classes, you're learning all day long how to treat diseases, how the diseases actually come to be, and then as well as how to prevent them. And when it came to prevention, it kept coming back to diet. So I wanted to help patients, of course, take their medications as prescribed, but also learn how to manage their health at home using healthy foods. And I knew I was a good home cook, but I knew that in order to help patients help themselves when it comes to diet, if I was going to be writing recipes and showing them how to cook in my office, then I was going to need to do something more. So as I started to figure out how I wanted to combine food and medicine, I was in medical school in the classroom and realized I had no time to, of course, work my way up the kitchen ladder, but I needed some professional training because I had none. So I had to come to culinary school. I knew I wanted to come to culinary school here in New York because there's so much the city offers. There's culinary schools, there's medical schools, research, there's fantastic restaurants, of course. So the most important thing I was looking at when I was deciding where to go to school is I wanted to go to a reputable school, right? And I ended up at ICE because they have so many options when it comes to scheduling. I knew that I wanted to work a full-time job and get some more professional experience and continue being involved in the medical field, but I also wanted to come to culinary school, and ICE allowed me to come on the weekends, so it fit into my schedule, and I couldn't have asked for a better choice. And so I was originally going to do some research at a local medical school, and then I heard about this opportunity to be a medical student producer for Dr. Oz, and it just combined so many of my interests in media, in food, in medicine, in cooking, and it was perfect. I had to take it. One of my favorite things about the show is how it combines food and medicine, of course. We have chefs coming on the show, even some of my instructors here, as well as a bunch of doctors, and they're often coming on for the same purpose, which is to help make the viewer healthier through food. So I found that it fit very well with what I want to do. What no one tells you about culinary school is how close you get to your classmates. You spend a lot of time with this group of, a dozen or so people, and you become like a family. So that's definitely been my favorite part. But also, it's given me the opportunity to cook with things I wouldn't normally cook with at home, to make really big sauces, to cook with really big cuts of meat, and so it's given me the experience when it comes to that, and that's what I've learned here at ICE, that kind of finesse. A lot of people said, this is awesome and you need to do this. And some of them said, this is crazy. They laughed at me and they kind of just rolled their eyes. And what I kind of had to do was push all of that aside and say, this is what's best for my career. This is going to help my patients in the future. And I just really need to do this. And so I went for it. And I ended up at ICE, and I'm so glad that I did. It's been a fantastic opportunity. I wouldn't change it for the world. And I feel like my dreams are coming true. It's really an honor to be here.